What's up, everyone? It's Trinidad with Moogie.
I can't do the same bit twice.
This video, as you can see from the title, I am ranking each one of my favorite Pokemon games in terms of generations. And I just want to show off the consoles that they were played upon from the start of Gen 1 and 2 being on here, Gen 3 here, Gen 4 and 5, peak right here, Gen 6 and 7, and then the Switch there. That feels so good. Which is what, Gen 8 and 9?
Yeah.
And, you know, we're coming up on 10, hopefully
Z8?
soon. I feel like that's more of a middle thing. And thank you for transitioning to that. I will not be putting Arceus part of it. If you guys want to put that in Gen 8, is it? I feel like it's a more in between, like Gen 8.5 or whatever.
8.5, yeah, that would make sense.
But I'm not putting this into that generation of games. If you want to, that's fine. But I don't think it would have changed the list much anyways. Even though Arceus, however you want to say it, is kind of peak as well. And it's pretty strong as a game console. I do not have any physical copies
Of everything?
Everything, especially gold. I had gold and crystal when I was younger, and then my cousin had silver. Moogie did not have any Gen 1 or 2 at all.
Nah, I didn't start in Gen 1 or 2.
But I have kind of like...
Here's my Arceus.
3. So here I was able to get it on this virtual console. I didn't get a lot of stuff before it closed down, but I got gold and crystal, yet I never played them. So this will be kind of my representation of that. But as I move everything aside, saying that, I kind of want to put that at the bottom tier. So that kind of gets that out of the way. And man, I feel like a lot of people are already gonna get mad at me, but I would.
Their favorite game was Crystal. How dare you?
Yeah,
how dare you put Crystal at the bottom?
So you know what? Because I don't even have a physical copy of any of them, it proves to you that's not that great.
It's not even real.
It's not even real. So that's would be at the bottom of my list. And then as I talk about each generation that Moogie played, we'll also ask him his favorite Pokemon.
I think I'm just gonna do it at the end and go.
Oh, and it's all shown off.
Not shown off, but I'm gonna I'm gonna skip the very first generation altogether. And just start from where I started playing, and then go from like what was my favorite from this console to the next one to the next one to the next one. Just to make it like easy and quick.
So the numero 8, I guess, the
bottom,
my other bottom tier, I would have to put Sun Moon era of Pokemon. So this is what, Gen 7? Lucky number 7 here at the bottom. I'll just kind of put my 3DS here. This is like the bottom tier for me, honestly. Mainly because I was out of college by this time that these games, I think Sun and Moon came out like my last semester, and then Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, I wasn't in school, college anymore. So we didn't play a lot together. The guys and everything, we used to all have Pokemon tournaments. The generation before that, we had hung out and played a lot. But for me, it wasn't... It felt like I was playing someone else's storyline, if you remember. Like, so I will say Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon get a bit better, but this really felt like we were watching someone else's story go down, and I just wasn't, you know...
You were just along for the ride.
Yeah, so...
Well, you disagree with 86% of people. Sorry, I'm on... I'm just on the... Basically the overview, because I can't remember. I think you are right in which generation it is. 7th, yeah.
7th generation.
And it just says like 86% people like this story.
They liked it?
Yeah. And I was like, well, sucks to be you.
It was okay. It was okay. Just it's funny because I do like story-based games, and the reason I like them is because of the story. But it just didn't feel like, when I'm playing Pokemon, I want to be immersed that I'm the main trainer. It's me, but
because it was all about Hal and Lily,
yeah,
and kind of to a smaller extent. What's his name?
Gladion or whatever.
Yeah.
The memes.
G-Man.
The memes were best of get back in the bag and then just dunking, and that's possibly the best thing I got from it. I will say that the battle tower was cool that we got red and blue back.
Oh yeah.
As like they aged and everything, but that thing cheats. I was replaying this for fun, and I have a Dragonite with multi-scale and my Superior with Contrary, and I was like, cool. So first battle goes as you expect. Second battle, just an ice trainer, just ice, and just freaking blizzarding me to death. And I was like,
should have adapted.
I was like, oh my gosh, they cheat. Anyways, we can get on with that. The next generation on here, so this is what, like 7th place, which is funny because that's 7th gen. Red and Blue, the original Red and Blue. There's so many bugs and stuff, but it's just so nostalgic. I love these games. If I can choose, they would be in maybe my top 5 of Pokemon games. But honestly, as a playthrough, if you play these are the first gen. There's so much wrong with them. They probably have the best Pokemon class of all time. Sorry, everybody else. But just the original 151 is just goated. So if we're talking nostalgia's sake, it's so strong. But if we're talking like playing through them, like that's another thing I'm talking about. Like me playing through them, it's super weak in the sense of like compared to the other ones.
Playing wise.
Yeah, and a lot of people are gonna hate that these OGs are for me like on the bottom tier. Like this is what I would
because
say.
I couldn't play through them
bottom.
in today and like just today casually if we didn't have save states and we didn't have like being able to fast forward through everything.
Yeah. Oh, and then also there's supposed to be yellow here. If you guys saw, I opened this up to be like, I actually have yellow on there. So that's how I kept that alive.
So red, blue, and yellow.
Yeah, and yellow was cool. The funny story about yellow is that I got it on my birthday. It came out, I think, a little while before that, but my cousin and was like, hey man, we're gonna go to it was Fry's Electronics, if you guys remember that back in the day. And my uncle was like, go ahead, pick something for your birthday. And I chose Pokemon Yellow, and that was a cool experience. But dang, I didn't have the friendship enough with Pikachu or something like that. So when I went to the lady with Bulbasaur, she did not give it to me. I was mad. I was so mad. And I remember as a kid having anxiety, like if I can't get Squirtle, I'm never gonna play this game again.
Damn.
Squirtle's my favorite Pokemon. 3 of my top 5 favorite Pokemon, if you guys remember, are in the Kanto games, like these ones. So it will always be there. Like it's at the bottom tier, but it's like top tier in my heart. The next one, which man, people are gonna be mad that I put above them, is this is Gen 8, right?
Gen 8 and remake
of the Gen 4 games.
Yeah.
Which people are like, ew, gross. These are not. But I mean, if you didn't have access to Diamond and Pearl, then I guess these are faithful adaptations that you can play. Sword and Shield, I will say that the DLC and the post game is pretty good. If you didn't play it,
it's what kind of made it a little more tolerable to keep playing it.
Mm-hmm. Like the legendaries you can get remind me of like Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Like the way you do the wormholes is like the Dynamax raids or whatever it is. Like you go through the cave. It's pretty fun. Honestly, I haven't finished both DLCs. Like they keep telling me like bring your Cubfu out. I'm like no. During the armor, whatever it was, Isle of Armor.
Yeah.
I just like after I beat the main game, I bought the DLCs, but I only really did that so I can get Squirtle. To be honest.
Hell yeah.
To be honest, I really didn't care about all the other stuff. And then I found out that like some of the Pokemon I love in another generation show up in the Crown Tundra. So that's the only reason I jumped in the Crown Tundra and I was like, oh, what's this area? Yeah, I looked for them and I was playing the Dynamax raids and then like I got like Raikou and then I saw Speed Boost Blaziken and I had so much fun with those.
I was on I had Soul World. I think this is my score.
Yeah, these are Moogie's blue on Team Red here.
But I had what's it called? I had been grinding those raids forever, and what's funny is we didn't do this on camera, but we did a battle between our Pokemon Sword, and I took my Pokemon rating teams, and they got destroyed.
Yeah, they got swept by one Charizard.
Yeah, I was like, this is a team I raid with, but they have one specific use. And it doesn't work.
And, well, it's funny too because you didn't know Charizard had a new move in the game.
Oh yeah,
I just took advantage of one of the weaknesses. You're like, what the? We won't say too much, but yeah.
My Rhyperior got destroyed. It got one shot.
I will say that there's character designs I like I love Marnie. I love Nessa.
Those characters are oof.
If you want to call them waifus, go for it. But what I will say,
they're top notch.
Melanie. Melanie. You had Gordy. Yeah, Gordy. But I guess you had B, so that's cool.
Yeah.
I will say that the gym leaders are cool. The whole theme of Legacy is like passing down like how BD and Marnie become the next gym leaders. Hop becomes, Sonya becomes the next professor. Hop becomes. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. In the again, it's like. I think years from now, people are gonna appreciate these. I don't think these are gonna be appreciated at all.
I could definitely dump all the Pokemon and play it over again.
Yeah.
As just a side thing, but I would not go out of my way to play them.
Yeah, but Sword and Shield, I kind of want to replay Sword on it. Like I played Shield and I'm doing stuff, so I don't know. But Shield, I want to, and I kind of want to buy the DLC also. But that's another thing that kind of sucks, that you need DLCs. Each DLC, you can't just buy one. It hurts. But and saying that same vein, the next in this tier for me is Scarlet and Violet. I honestly really like these games. I think that the funny glitches that we saw online, I never ran into them. The only glitch I seemingly get is the picnic table doesn't show up sometimes.
I stopped getting that.
So the easiest thing for me to do is just save it, reset the game, and I come back, and then it just shows up. It's not that hard, but I know some people fell through the floor or whatever. Some people's arms and limbs were crazy. I never saw any of that. I love, and I'm saying this, I love the post game. I think the way, if you want to build a Pokemon team, it is so easy. Especially since Moogie gave me a 5 IV Ditto. You gave me 2. One for special attack, one for attack. And because, again, this is Pokemon's about with your friends and trading. It just makes me breed easy because they're yours. So, they get along with mine.
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about that too much. So, trade with a friend. That's what Pokemon's about. But building teams is just so easy with the raids and everything, getting items. I love just picking up stuff off the floor. I know that's in here, but I feel like more so in here. Like, it's easier.
Honestly, it's so much easier to just find random garbage on the floor. Like, oh, that's really good.
Yeah, like, oh, cool.
Like, oh, wow. Like, soft sand, I have a billion soft sand.
You just sell them for more money, and then you can use that money. So, this is the first game, I believe, you don't need BP to buy the power bracers, the ankle, like those power items to EV train your Pokemon. You can use cash, and because you're finding so many like comet shards on the beach and stuff, or Stardust, you have so much money. And then there's the second currency of LP, which is kind of like BP. I mean, you do have BP in the Indigo Disc DLC, but that's like blueberry points, not like battle points. And that's to unlock the original starters or just to help that area. So if you want to grind, cool. I remember I grinded so I can unlock Poplio, Bulbasaur, the coastal one, because I didn't know Squirtle wasn't part of that. And then I did the canyon one, which I think Squirtle showed up, and so yeah.
I don't think I bought the DLC for mine.
You got to. I think this DLC might be better.
I think I just don't want to spend the money on it because I know we're about to enter the newest, and I've already done most of the base game stuff, and I've been doing all the raids for the new. Like, I've done almost every single raid. With the Mighty Marks.
Nah, it's good. I like the story. I honestly, genuinely love the story. I think the cast of characters in here are really cool in the base game. The 3 paths you can choose. I will say that it does suffer from it being an open world game, but there's kind of a linear path as well. Like, there's levels.
You know kind of where you should and shouldn't go.
Yeah, like I did that one skip thing so I beat Scarlet first and I jumped onto Violet. I did that one thing where like you do like the back jumping in this one area next to like where the Elite Four are, and you go into this other area and you can end up like where Norman is, that whole side without having the stuff for it. And those Pokemon level like 50 and 30, and I was like at level like 10. So I was not doing good. I had to dodge everything.
No, I did the Tatsugiri level up thing because what is it? Because those little sushi Pokemon, you can kill them easily with some stupid trick, and I was deleting sushi off my game and super leveling my Pokemon.
Just power up. So yeah, I say the Switch era to me is like in that like mid-tier esque. Just cause like it's It could have been better. The Switch era hasn't been the strongest of Pokemon, but I will say that it is still Pokemon. Yeah, like I do enjoy them, and I think in 10 years from now, I think this is gonna become more appreciated. I don't know about these ones so much, but I do like them a whole lot.
I think the story will be like, you know what, that wasn't a bad story. Like people are gonna enjoy it more later on.
Yeah. So next up, above this tier, honestly, it's all the Switches down there. X, Y, and then Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire.
We don't have the X
the
in
3DS games. Yeah, I have X and Alpha Sapphire on my 3DS before the Virtual Console closed down. I had to grab those up. But they're not that expensive anyways to go find them either if you wanted to play them. X and Y it's super easy. Let's all be honest. That this was such an easy game that this was like the fastest I ever beat a Pokemon game.
Yeah,
this
I remember
is
that.
when they started giving everyone experience share, and so before you would have to, like, especially like on the older games, you would only give it to like one Pokemon, and then they would level up with whatever Pokemon you have in the front line. But here it's just everything.
Everybody shares.
This is the way to do a remake, not this. And then in another case, this era, you'll see. But this, where you have the game is faithful and does everything, but there's so much added into it in the extra, and I think that's super cool. This only suffers from not having a third game, because X and Y is amazing. It's just missing a lot of. There's like no post game.
If it had its Z era, I would have. It's getting one, I guess.
But I see again. I feel like that's coming with this. You know what I mean? Like that's its own. I consider those side games. I know Game Freak or whoever said that they're main.
The ZA surpasses in terms of remakes of this one, I will throw it into the mainline kind of games.
Yeah.
Even though Legends Arceus isn't technically, but if it manages to not only remake this game, if it makes it more difficult with a lot more post game, that I'm like, you're a mainline game. Congratulations.
Yeah, we'll see.
It all depends. Time will tell.
Yeah, time will tell. X and Y, the two main characters look pretty good. I mean, Serena is like top notch character design. I wouldn't say the best, but she's obviously up there.
She's
in terms of protagonist characters. And Callum, is that his name? Callum?
Yeah.
He looks pretty cool too, but he reminds me of just like more of like the black and white main characters. Like he has the blue jacket, red hat type thing, and then messenger bag. It's just in that same vein of the character design. So yeah, that's all. This is Gen 6.
I'm trying to remember what generation you had a lot of freedom to change the way you look, and I don't.
This one started.
That one started it.
So that one had it, and then we had in Sun and Moon, and then so it's funny because right here are the ones that you can really change your outfits. But I still kind of put this above, like higher on it, just because I do, like I said, storyline wise. But anyways, we're right here, and yeah, this is the first one where you got to actually change your character's outfit, and it was really cool. This is the first time I got into breeding. This is why has the most hours on one game for me. I think I have like.
It had the circle thing, didn't it?
Yeah, you put the little coin in your 3DS or whatever, and you can go up to the Luminois
City, and then you just
tower.
You just easy eggs.
The Eiffel Tower, that was fun. And then we had, what was that? A Talonflame that can have flame bodies.
Oh yeah,
and it has fly, so I can fly to go get eggs and collect eggs and then come back. And I think it was also the first game where the eggs go to the PC.
Oh yeah.
I don't think Black and White 2 did that. I could be wrong, you guys can correct me. But from what I remember, you didn't have to keep unloading the Pokemon in your party or the eggs in your party. It would just go straight to your PC, and that made it so much. Again, there's so much quality of life here. That was amazing, but again, the game itself is too easy. That's why in post game, all I really did was shiny hunt and shiny hatch. Like there was really nothing else.
Yeah.
So now we get to like the more peak games, the top 3, and this one I will put right below the top tier, the S tier. But to a lot of people, this might be their top tier. This has a special place in your heart, as the first generation you started off with, and that's Gen 3, which has Fire Red. Well, first it was actually Ruby Sapphire, then Fire Red Leaf Green, and then Emerald. And Emerald is your favorite game of all time, right?
I'll just go by generation, and then like basically by console and be like, this was my favorite from this console, favorite from this. We'll do that later.
Yeah. So like these, like I said earlier, when it comes to remakes, it's faithful to the original, but not being a 1-for-1 almost copy. Like there's more you can do. Like there's the Sevi Islands.
Yeah, because I did play this Fire Red, and I think one of my brothers had Leaf Green, but I started with Fire Red, and it was actually pretty fun. But I would not put it over Emerald, Ruby, Sapphire.
That's totally cool. Fire Red's my second favorite game of all time, so screw you. You're
thinking no.
This Ruby means nothing, even though this is my original Ruby. This is my original Fire. I never got rid of these two. I've gotten rid of. Getting rid of my Emerald hurts my brain. Think about my own other games. I'm talking about.
I lost them. Because I lost my Pokemon Ruby because I was gonna keep that. We still have Fire Red.
Cool.
I don't know where we kept it, but we have it. Someone has
Imagine
it.
right under it is Ruby.
No, I definitely, because I had a chip in it, and like one of the little things cracked because I played it so much. And Emerald, I don't know if I sold it or if it's also lost.
I remember when I sold my Emerald to GameStop because they were like, we're taking it for $30. And in my head, I'm like, that's like basically getting the same amount of money for it. I'll trade it in.
This was years. You have to like let them know this was years ago, not right now.
No, it was yesterday. Imagine. No, yeah, it was years and years ago. I mean, yeah.
Before even I think the Switch came out.
No, I traded mine way before. I think during, I can't remember. I think I traded in the DS era. But anyways, yeah, this is Gen 3, amazing, up there. Right, just misses the top era, just because Gen 4 is up there.
Diamond, Pearl.
Pearl's the one I kept because I was a
Platinum.
This was a birthday gift. I said yellow was a birthday gift. This was a birthday gift. It was so. This to many people might be the best era, but for me it just does not reach that because of obviously there's one generation left. But we'll get to that later. We get Diamond and Pearl,
Platinum,
no Heart Gold and Soul Silver.
Oh,
and
where's
Platinum?
Where would you put Heart Gold, Soul Silver?
I mean that's in this Gen 4.
Oh, okay.
That's all in the Gen 4 games, and the fact that they kind of like, it's funny because these kind of line up in timeline.
I have Heart Gold still, and I'm not selling that.
Never, don't do it.
Yeah.
So the big reason why I don't have a lot of the Gen 4 games is because around the same time, we all had Ace cards and R4s, and we all just did that. We were high school. I was in high school at the time, right?
You were bad children.
So my friend actually did this thing where he got it on this website that was like giving away like free things from like China. I don't know what he did. But he was able, it's like you build up credit, and he got me an Ace card, and we were in high school. Like, I think we were...
Remember, you wouldn't download a card.
Yeah, don't download it. That's why physical media, honestly, is just better, and I wish I kept a lot of it. But I had Heart Gold, I had Platinum.
Technically, you can still get it, but there is just a slight nostalgia looking at, basically. Like, I really miss my Ruby. I don't know where that is,
and just taking it around with you and then turning it on is playing. Like looking back, I actually went back here to see some stuff that I had on here, and man, I had not played that game since I believe 2012.
Ooh,
so like 12 years ago.
Oh my
just
God.
Because I think I was transferring stuff over to the next generation of games, so that's the last time I saved it. But it was really nice to see my first ever Gallade. It was nice to see some Pokemon that I had built from Fire Red. I think I did like a red manga team. And so I copied like having Sar, Pika, Polly, like his Red from the Adventures manga I did on Fire Red. And I transferred those over there. So it was good to see a lot of them, a lot of memories. So like for the longest time, even though I would say that like Fire Red was my favorite game, like Gen 4 was like my favorite generation. Until the next game came out, and
do I even have Heart Gold and Soul Silver? Shit. I think I might have sold them.
Gen 5's Black and White.
And Black and White 2.
Yeah, Black and White 2 to me are I think the DS era is like I said, the most peak era of Pokemon gaming. I don't think a lot of people would disagree with me on that if they played all the
You
generations.
get pitchforks in your car.
I know, no, it's Game Boy. It's only Game Boy. It's OG Game Boy. But the DS era is just so strong. It's so awesome.
Fun.
So Black is my favorite game of all Pokemon. I love it. So I have a crazy story. So when I first got Black, it was on the Ace card, downloaded, but it was in weird Japanese English, like a half translated thing. And
Weird.
I remember Snivy had its name Smugleaf, because that's what people used to call it, and I thought that was a funny name, Smugleaf. And I had played some of that. Then there's a part where it just was Japanese again. I played through, and then I was like, you know what, enough's enough. I'm gonna buy the real game. You know, it was like, I saved up money and I bought Pokemon Black. I still have the case to this day. It's over there. It's in my room. It's one of the few cases. I think I have like the Fire Red case, but not the inserts and everything. But this one I kept. I might have it Y and Omega Ruby somewhere. But I kept everything from it. It was so awesome. Just because, and I know at the time people hated it. People hated starting with a brand new generation of Pokemon, not being able to catch any Pokemon from the past. But to me, that was a challenge. And obviously they gave me a turtle Pokemon in Tortuga, a free one. And I was like, cool, we chilling. I remember one thought was I actually didn't look online a lot. The only thing I looked up online before I actually started playing that Japanese ROM of it was the starter evolutions. Because I was going to go with Oshawott, and then I saw Emboar, I saw Samurai, and they look cool. But then I was like, Snivy as the Regal Snake looks really awesome. So that's when I went with Snivy then. And I'm glad to this day I did. So yeah, it's just, I'm playing it again right now because I had found out that I saved a save file on my birthday 5 years ago.
Oh my god.
And I think all I did was soft reset for a female Snivy, and that's literally all I did. So I was like, okay, I'll pick up from here. Although when I beat the game, my Black City was barren as heck because there's a whole thing where when you start the game, if you beat it fast, your White Forest or Black City in the post game will be filled up more. Like as longer it takes you to play it, more will leave. So mine is barren and ugly. So I might, but I'm replaying it and I'm having so much fun. I replayed this Y and it took me like, I think 18 hours to beat the game, only because at one point I was like, let me hang out on here and search for some Pokemon. I beat Black, it took me 24 hours. But now that I'm doing the post game and grinding and I haven't even fought in the champion and everything, I'm more than 30 hours in and I'm loving every minute of it. Like I jokingly say that if you pay money to buy any game, if you can get an hour per, what is that, like dollar or whatever like that?
Yeah,
so like these games are what, $35? So if I get 35 hours of gameplay, that's good. Again, not everyone has to agree with me, but if you can get that much hours into a game and enjoy it, then it's way worth the price point. Like I've gotten 100 hours into Shield and Scarlet, but a lot of that is because I'm just breeding Pokemon, you know?
Yeah.
Just about, and like none of you guys even like really care as much anymore. You guys just do story or your side missions, but you guys aren't like battling. And I'm not a competitive battler. But then Black and White 2 comes out and it's the first ever number sequel. And it continues the story. By this time, I knew you. We were friends already.
Yeah, I didn't pick up Black or White 2.
Oof, big oof.
Because I was just focusing on Black.
Yeah.
I had my city almost maxed out. I was doing everything I could to keep that city like in top shape. And I was like, Black and White 2, I am too busy playing this, doing everything in this.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff to do, even in the post game. I'm trying to capture the Legendary 3. I just got Cobalion today.
Was there underground in Black?
No, the underground. Oh, I mean, there was a dive area under Undella for the ruins, but you only collect stuff to get to that collector. It's nothing. There's no like hidden Pokemon.
No, I would also fiend that. I was getting people to like, let's go to the underground. Go with me, and they're
no,
right.
No, I don't think you can do that. You only go by yourself.
You only by yourself?
In Gen 4, there was the underground where you can like chip things and like find items.
Okay, I'm getting my things confused. I forget what I was doing with other people in black that I was.
There were missions in the extra link or something like that.
Oh, probably
You choose stuff. So yeah, there was connectivity. These games, the cool thing about them is they're kind of see-through. I don't know if you can really see it on here. Like these are real cartridges, by the way. So if you have any like fake cartridges, it won't work because there's like, what is that, infrared?
Yeah.
So you just like point at them and you can trade with each other. You can actually jump into someone's you can jump into someone else's game, but I don't think it's the underground ruins. It's just like there's like berry.
I was doing a lot of infrared stuff with people, and in people's. That's what I was doing. I was going into other people's cities and other people's white forests to kind of keep. That's what I was doing.
Because if another thing, and I'm glad you brought this up. Let's say mine is barren, and you bring your game over, and you're full. And if I go into yours, it will revitalize mine. So if you can find your black,
I think it's dead now.
No,
because think about it. When was the last time?
No, it should be fine. We'll test it out. We'll find out.
Yeah.
Because you haven't touched it in 10 years either.
Yeah, it went a whole longer than that.
About that long because So in college we had known each other by this time, and I was playing with people back then. But White 2, the best part of White 2 that I love is the Pokemon World Tournament post game. And that's when and obviously with Dream World ability on Pokemon, that's when I really was like, I gotta get done. And I will say this, there are Pokemon that don't have their Hidden World ability, but I have it on my White 2 because my friend was like, if we trade over our legit Pokemon from here into the Ace card or the R4s, and we put them in the memory card, and then we use like those programs to gem them. So I gave my Snivy Contrary, and I love it. I was just like, it has, and I never had to or EV train or do Dittos or breeding.
Nope.
We just would send over our legit Pokemon and put in a program, give them all their best stats, trade them right back, and then I had so much fun. And I was actually playing that the other day, and I was having I saw my Contrary Superior, my Gallade, and my multi-scale Dragonite, and they were just wrecking they were just wrecking face. And to fight Red and have my Gallade battle like his Venusaur, I think it was like my Snivy versus his Charizard. It was just really cool to see and really fun to have. So yeah, to me that's how I would rank my top favorite Pokemon by generations, the games. So yeah, we're gonna go into this. As Pokemon has a post game, we have a post video in a sense, and that's asking Moogie his favorite Pokemon of each generation. It's obviously Charizard for this, even though he didn't play 1 and 2. So it's Charizard and Typhlosion. Typhlosion, you freak.
That doesn't even.
Yeah, he loves Typhlosion, everyone. He loves Typhlosion.
What's the next one after this?
The 3DS. So 3DS and then the Switch. So this, you played mainly on, you actually have this one as well, huh?
Yeah.
You and I both have the Pokeball 2DS.
Oh, well, it's 3DS, but yeah. I don't even say anything. I just go like, bet. Okay, good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Just not even elaborate, nothing.
So if Moogie, if you can tell us like your favorite Pokemon, and it's, like a little story.
All right, give me a second, because I am gonna also.
Oh, you're putting it by.
Yeah.
Switch over DS, you freak.
I know. You can hate me all you want. Because I'm going to do something stupid for this one. So this one obviously was my Ruby and Emerald. Ruby was the first game I completed the entire Pokédex for. Oh, my bad.
No worries. I'm just trying to center it because it's a little off camera.
Oh, yeah. So I'll let you center it. It was the first time I ever completed the Pokédex in any game, and I worked my ass for that. And it was such a fun achievement. I have great memories doing that. It was a pain in the ass, but I felt so happy finishing that. Emerald I like better than Ruby. Ruby does have a special place in my heart, and it is technically my top game ever. Yeah. But Emerald was everything I wanted in Ruby and more. Battle Frontier was the only thing I did post-game. I didn't breed anything. I didn't do anything else. I just ran through the Battle Frontier over and over. And it is one of the most... I don't know where my Emerald is, but if they bring it to the Switch to emulate it, I'll do it all over again. I don't think they're gonna do that, but you know that you can hope.
Y'all should.
You should please,
Especially on the
please. I'll
online.
buy it.
Alright,
I'll
so
buy it all over.
Right hand or left hand? Which one do you want?
For the Switch era.
Yeah, which one's your favorite game out of these? Oh man, what a cop out answer.
No, I honestly will say Legends Arceus renewed my love of Pokemon. But if not for that, give me that one. I have a lot of fun playing in Scarlet.
Yeah.
I have it way more than, well, obviously Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl.
Get them out of here.
Yeah, but just, I don't know. I really love just being around in Scarlet. I love it more in Legends Arceus, but I've just been doing a lot in Scarlet, trying to like, just looking around at the world, picking up stuff, staring at the Pokemon, and then running away from them when they try to attack me. And I'm just like, it's not as cool as Legends Arceus.
Do you want to know something that is cool?
What?
So the DLC, the other day I did the Meloetta thing. Because when I was looking at Meloetta how you can get a shiny one if you complete the Pokedex, and I haven't done that yet. And I was like, dang, I never tried to complete the Pokedex. Meloetta's in the game.
Yeah,
and I didn't know that.
She's just in there.
You have to do some Mew level type stuff. Well, not as hard as Mew. So you can, even to this day, you can get Mew in these games. And even when they emulate it on the virtual console, you can get Mew. You go to this place in the DLC, you spin around for 10 seconds, turn on your camera,
put on the Sepia tone?
Yeah, the Sepia tone, and you just hear it. And I did it. And I was like, all right, let's see if it works. And it did. And I caught Meloetta. So love it. If we're talking,
I love that Mew level
just,
bullshit. Like why do I have to do this?
Who would even figure that out, you know? It's cool.
Oh,
it's just, I mean, we have the internet today, but those rumors of what made Pokemon, but yes.
Yeah. So I would say Arceus over Scarlet and Violet. But I keep playing this to this day, just over and over.
Yeah.
Arceus, I need to jump back on it, but just I don't know.
The past, old man.
It is in the past.
No, it's literally
literally in the past.
So
for this one,
people are probably gonna hate me, huh? People are gonna hate me. I haven't even beaten this game.
Pokemon
Let's go.
Black was my DS game. I loved Platinum. I liked Diamond. But Black was the game that I got serious in for no reason. And it was fun. It was so much fun just being in the world of Pokemon Black, enjoying the people, enjoying like all the gym leaders you would see. I liked the Pokemon in this, not more than obviously like Ruby, Emerald.
Yeah.
But it was
same feeling, right? Like you had to,
Yeah.
you connected with these newer Pokemon.
Yeah, and oh my god,
You didn't have the safety net of the old gen until the post game.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun making my Black City. It felt super interactive. The quest gave me something to do all the time. Mm-hmm. I think if these didn't exist, if this wasn't here, it would be more like this. This, I think it would still be Y. Get that out of it. No, well, it wasn't like Sun and Moon were the worst game. I did technically play them more than Y and Omega Ruby, but that was just because I was trying to do the rate to try to get all the legendaries just to have them, just to finish the decks. Y was fun. It was short. I did beat it pretty quickly. I was done with it. Yeah, but it was the short amount of time I had with it. I did like it. Omega Ruby was everything I wanted in my Ruby remake, but it didn't have the Battle Frontier.
Oh,
that is what I missed the most.
It hurts.
Where's Heart Gold and Soul Silver were here? Yeah, it was fun, but it's still not as fun as Black and White. But it would be like next in line.
One of my friends said it's that Heart Gold and Soul Silver are the best games because you get the most. But to be honest, the Kanto Gym Leaders is really fun, but Kanto feels almost barren. It feels like there's not much in there.
Yeah, like
there's
like
more
running
Kanto
Kanto
stuff here than in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, in my opinion.
It was it was like, oh, that if you were nostalgic for it, yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
But for me, it was just like, oh, this
Yeah, you didn't even play the first.
Yeah,
play
like I would run through the
era.
region now. Like, there's
This
not
isn't even here.
much here. It was whatever. But Black it felt a little more alive. Not as alive as some of the other ones.
Mm-hmm.
But there was something there. Definitely. I'm sorry that I put these over this.
That's totally fine.
But that's just me.
You're wrong and I hate you, but it's fine.
You're right.
Get this all out. I will say that now that I'm replaying Black for the first time in like, 5 years, it's so cool the little things I found. Like the little boy who's like, I'm bored. My dad doesn't come home. Come tomorrow. And I battled him and his sister came in and she's like, I'm bored. And let's battle. It like you said, it feels alive.
Yeah.
It feels like there's a whole world. So honestly, we're probably going to get a Gen 5 remake coming soon. Who knows, maybe the next generation of Nintendo consoles. I know ZA is its thing. Like, we were all expecting a Gen 5 remake. Maybe, and I'll be honest, maybe they're going to do something like this, like the
Diamond,
and do a faithful remake. And when this happened, they're like, ugh, scratch that. Because honestly, I don't think this story's complete. I think there needs to be a third game. I think there needs to be a Black and White 3. So not a remake, but a full-on trilogy. Because yes, N came back and there was plans for the main characters to be back in here during the World Tournament, but they never did. So they never showed back up in the official story.
I have a question. So, is this the Ferris wheel game too?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
The date game?
Yeah.
Also, there's a dating thing that happens here, but
I didn't do since I don't have Black and White too. You do have a funny Ferris wheel interaction. You have, well, first of all, with N, and then there's another person. I don't know if you ever got the other person, because you go on the Ferris wheel with N, and I was
that's like right at the beginning, anyways.
Yeah.
Right when you get to Nimbasa City.
Yeah, basically, and I liked that where he traps you in the Ferris wheel and starts talking to you like, oh my god,
you're not getting away.
You're sitting here with me,
Yeah.
and I'm like, okay, you know,
I destroy the world.
Well, he talks about his dreams and his ambitions. It's like, you know what? Actually, by the end of the Ferris wheel, I'm like,
in this playthrough, I have not. I probably did on my past one.
I didn't like my second go around on the Ferris wheel. I'll tell you that.
Okay.
I think other people have had the same experience. And the second go around, they are no N and they are awful.
Okay.
Well, for me, it was just some awful.
I'll talk to you after the video. We don't want to give spoilers right now. So you go, if you haven't played Black and White or Black and White 2, you go ahead. They're expensive.
Play 1, play 2.
I know they're expensive.
Don't emulate it. You know, there's like, what is it called?
If you want to emulate it to play it, that's great. But eventually show its worth and try to buy it, because it's so much easier to do infrared. Like, I was actually scared that one of them was fake. I'm like, there's no way this is fake, but there's no way. Because I was trying to infrared, so I was doing this, and I forgot that the actual gamepad was here. So then I turned it, I was like, okay, it's working. I was legit freaking out for like 5 minutes, like, what's going on?
What's going on?
But yeah, I would love it. And if Pokemon is thinking about this, why we scrapped a Black and White 2 remake? Because, especially like you said, where is it? Alpha, blah, 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 where did I throw it? Omega Ruby. Like the fact that like we didn't get like an Emerald or something like that. You know, it's like it kind of hurts because they're remakes, but then there's stuff that Emerald and Platinum amongst some of the games are still the most expensive, especially with Black and White 2. Like these are some of the expensive games. But I would love if there's a Black and White 3 and it continues what happens afterwards, and that happens on the Switch on this high def, whatever. Make it storyline based, make it very linear. I don't care, but make it beautiful, amazing.
Please.
More adult Bianca. Let's go.
There's one thing. Don't make it chibi. You can make it chibi, but at least make it Wind Waker or what was it?
I don't want it chibi.
Awakening chibi, I'm fine with.
I don't want it chibi.
Don't make it Brilliant Diamond chibi.
Don't listen to Moogie. Don't make it chibi.
I know you guys are gonna cheap out. I know that.
Nintendo, listen, my uncle.
You have the money.
At Nintendo, please.
You have the money, please.
Hear me out. Just don't make it. Yeah, don't make it chibi. Don't even make it. Don't make it chibi at all. Don't make it Wind Waker.
Make it nice.
Make it nice. Make it some nice graphics that are fine, and have it make it very story based if you have to. But let's continue on with what happens. I don't know what you could do with it, but I would love Black and White 3. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I know this is kind of like its own little mini movie of just us talking.
Damn, how long was it?
We're going on to 45 minutes. So
you know what?
Thank you so much for watching.
Peace.
Peace.